is a young British Pakistani to see what Kinza thinks. Merry Christmas, Kinza.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. You can say Merry Christmas.
Again, it's a very controversial topic, so I think...
Well, it isn't actually, because Muslims really like it when I wish them Eid Mubarak, and I'm not a Muslim, so if I can show you that respect, why can't you show someone else that respect?
I don't know if it's showing disrespect by saying Happy Holidays, isn't it?
Well, but why can't you say Happy Christmas? If I can say Eid Mubarak to you, what's so wrong with you saying Happy Christmas to me?
Some Islamic scholars have said that, to be honest, we really shouldn't. We could say Happy Holidays and wish them the best and say, we hope they have a good
Jesus
day.
is a prophet in Islam.
He is, but...
So how can you expect people, non-Muslims, to be nice and polite and say Eid Mubarak when you won't reciprocate?
Because
it can't be one way.
Because we're not being rude. We're not saying, we hope
you are being rude. You are being rude.
No, because we're saying Happy Holidays. We hope you have a good time. We're not saying, we hope you have an awful time. We hope you have,
But why can't you say the word Christmas? Why can't you just say Happy Christmas? If I can say Eid Mubarak, why can't you... Eid is a religious festival. It's nothing to do with my faith. But I say it out of respect for you and your faith, but you can't say it to a Christian.
Because, again, from my knowledge, again, there have been Islamic scholars who think that we shouldn't say... But there are some...
But you don't... But I guess because there are Islamic scholars that say all kinds of nice things and there are ones who say very evil things. So you have to surely just veer on the side of common decency, don't you?
Yeah, but again, saying Happy Holidays, again, I don't see what's wrong in saying Happy Holidays.
Well, because you're refusing to say Happy Christmas to someone.
No, it's not refusing.
No, you are refusing.
It's my personal choice. I believe.
No, it's not your personal choice. It's you saying that an Islamic scholar has said it to you. So it's not your personal choice. It's you've been told by a Islamic scholar who has an opinion on it. Not a lot. Again, I give out Christmas cards. It doesn't mean I'm not respecting Christmas. So you give out a Christmas card to someone, but you won't wish someone Merry Christmas?
It will say Happy Holidays on there. It will say Happy
So you won't. So you're not giving out Christmas cards. You're giving out Happy Holidays cards.
No, it will be a Christmas card. It'll have a snowman on it, but it will say Happy Holidays.
What's the snowman got to do with the birth of Jesus Christ?
Last year it had a snowman. This year it had a Christmas tree on it.
Right, and what have either of those things got to do with Jesus Christ?
Well, again, I'm not celebrating Jesus' birthday. Do you know what I mean? For our family, personally.
Well, I'm not celebrating Eid, but I'll still wish you Eid Mubarak.
Yeah, but giving a Christmas card is a bit different to saying Eid Mubarak, don't you think?
Why?
Because it's a different...
Well, firstly, you're not giving a Christmas card. You're giving a card with a snowman on it. Well, and nowhere are you writing Christmas, nowhere are you writing, congratulations on the birth of Jesus Christ. You're not doing any of that. So you're not sending a Christmas card, really.
No, we're sending a Christmas card because it will have a Christmas tree on it, it will have Santa on it. Small little things.
Christmas tree is about 150 years old as a tradition. It's nothing to do with Jesus or Christmas. It's actually it's something that came around at Queen Victoria's time.
But would you say it's a bad thing by us sending out cards saying, Happy Holidays and things like this?
Well, I think it's interesting that if Muslims want respect and they want their religion to be respected, then surely you have to show that respect back. And the fact that an Islamic scholar has told you can't wish Happy Christmas to someone seems a little bit rude when people are more than happy. I mean, last year, I fasted for a day to find out what my Muslim friends were going through. They were all really happy with that. We all got together and had the iftari meal, and it was all fantastic. Because I show respect for other religions, and I wish my neighbours Eid Mubarak, etc. But you're not willing to show the same respect for Christians. But
is it disrespectful by saying Happy Holidays?
It is, yeah, because that's nothing to do with Jesus Christ. That's just saying, you could say that at half term, you could say that at the summer holidays, you could say that on a public bank holiday, you could say that August bank holiday. What's it got to do with, you could be saying that every kind of 3 months.
I personally don't see it as disrespectful because we're joining in. Like I said...
Okay, is it disrespectful of a non-Muslim to wish you Eid Mubarak?
No, it's not.
Why not? They're not Muslims.
No, because they're still joining in with the festivities.
Right, well, why aren't you joining in with the Christmas festivities by wishing someone Happy Christmas?
Because I'm still saying Happy Holidays. It's not saying, I hope you don't have a good time. I hope you don't, do anything. We're still wishing that hopefulness and saying we hope you have a good time and things like this. We all go together. Again, we go to Dorset for our holidays. We all go to our aunties. We go to their neighbours and they're all Christians or whatever the religion majority of them.
But you won't wish them Merry Christmas?
No, we'll say happy holidays. I don't see the problem in saying happy holidays, to be very honest.
Well, because clearly you don't. Clearly you don't. But if you expect respect, and if it feels nice when a non-Muslim wishes you Eid Mubarak, then why is it such a big thing for you to wish a Christian happy Christmas?
Because I believe I still am saying the same concept.
Well, you aren't, Kinza. However much you argue it, and no one listening thinks you are, because you're not saying Christmas, you're not celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, you're not actually not celebrating, you're acknowledging that other people have something to celebrate. You're not even acknowledging that.
Okay, by not acknowledging it would mean that I'm not joining in.
You're not joining in.
But when we go to Dorset, we do all of her road gets together. We all get together. We give each other different food. But so if I wasn't joining in, we wouldn't do that. We would sit at home and say, "Oh, we're not going to do it." We'd be, Scrooge.
Okay. Kinza, thank you. Rab is on the line. 08459 440 445 is the number. Rab, good morning. Merry Christmas.
Hello there. Good morning, Nihal. And, Happy New Year to you.
Right. So you refuse as well to wish anyone Merry Christmas?
Yes, I do, and there's a reason for it, and I think it's only fair if someone like myself comes on and actually explains the reasoning behind it. It's not that we have anything against people who celebrate Christmas. It's not that we, saying that, that we should actually hate upon them or anything like that. Far from that. What it is basically. The actual festival of Christmas is actually celebrating, the birth of, the Christ, Jesus Christ, which they believe is the Son of God. Now, it's actually clearly stated in the Quran that if you associate any kind of partner with God, it takes you out of the faith of Islam. So actually celebrating or wishing happiness to somebody who does celebrate it, you're actually encouraging people to go away from the faith and actually go away from the actual what we believe,
so,
which is the oneness of God.
Right, so you can say Happy Diwali, Happy Vaisakhi, etc.
I can say Happy Diwali, I can say happy because you're not associating partners with God. This is the thing, you see, that if it wasn't to do with the birth of Christ, then there would be nothing wrong if it was just a festival that people are celebrating. But because it celebrates the oneness, because it celebrates and actually is associating partners with God, it's a very, 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 very serious sin in Islam.
But
and
what
it's
about
the point of Islam that takes you out of Islam? That's how serious it is.
But what about celebrating Jesus, who is a prophet in Islam's birthday? What about that? And then actually,
I don't celebrate the Milad like some of these people who celebrate, for example, the birthday of our prophet. That is also forbidden. People will argue it and say, "Oh, it is allowed," and it's not. But in Islam, even celebrating birthdays is not allowed. Yes, and you can check it up, and the thing is, I'm only being totally honest. I'm not knocking anybody's religion or faith. Everybody to their own. Everybody will come to their senses one day, whether it be myself first or anybody else. But the thing is, the actual true reasoning behind it, and we shouldn't shy away from it. We should actually explain it rather than just try to give different excuses like the other ladies.
Rab, can I ask you?
Yeah.
Politeness is very high up the order for Muslims. To treat people with politeness and respect is something that is very key to being a Muslim.
Yes.
So if someone wishes you a happy Christmas and you say, "Well, happy Christmas back to you," if you think for a second that on Judgment Day the Allah is going to go, "I'm sorry, mate, off to hell with you," then what kind of faith is that?
Because he's clearly stated that if you're associating partners, that is one sin that he will not forgive. Now, the thing is, you see, there is other ways around it. There is, for example, I'm not going to say your mother because I don't want to insult your mother, but if somebody came along and called somebody's mother a really bad swear word, you could say the same and say, "Oh, you should be nice to that person," and just not say anything back to them because one day you'll have to answer for it. We all do things for reasons, and the reason for why we don't celebrate Christmas and why we shouldn't encourage the celebrating of Christmas is because if it didn't state it in the Quran, if it was something that was hearsay, if it was something that was something which you could be forgiven for quite easily, then it wouldn't be such a big sin. But because it's one of the major sins that associating partners with God takes you out of the fold of Islam. I mean, what can be bigger?
Well, I mean, the only problem you've got with this, Rab, is that this is the kind of thing that is picked up by right-wing press. And we've just had the Sultan of Brunei ban Christmas in Brunei. And luckily, the Christian country that you live in does not have the same attitude to Muslims that that Muslim country has towards Christians. And you would be up in arms if David Cameron turned round or the Queen turned round and said, we're banning Eid.
Well, the thing is, because people live in that country, the Sultan of Brunei should not have banned it, because he shouldn't be allowing them people to live there in that case. And the fact that he's allowed them to live there, they should have their freedom of what they believe in.
This buys into
because you can't force somebody to be Muslim. You can't force somebody to be Muslim and say to them,
tell that to ISIS.
My way.
But I mean, this buys into the fact that both you and Kinza refuse to say Merry Christmas to someone who says Merry Christmas, buys into this whole negative, horrible stereotype that people use to have a go at Muslims.
If we're going to talk about negative stereotyping, there is more things that the non-Muslim people do to us Muslims which are far more serious, like the people that wanted to today travel over to the US, the people that are on today will probably...
Rab, try being a Christian, Sikh or Hindu in Afghanistan or in Bangladesh.
Because they were Muslims.
Or try being a non-Muslim in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and see how different it is, and compare it to you being a Muslim here in the UK. You do not fear for your life.
I went to Pakistan and I saw loads of Sikh brothers there, and they were wearing their turbans and they had their beards and they were speaking fully. They were speaking my language. I was shocked to hear somebody speaking my language that wasn't a person from the same background as me.
And I've spoke to Christians. I've spoke to Christians who have been tormented in Pakistan. I've spoke to Sikhs in Afghanistan who have been run. You only have to look at the numbers of Hindus who were in Bangladesh in 1971 and the number of Hindus that are there now to give you this sense that actually...
It's wrong. People shouldn't force people to change their religions. People shouldn't pressurize people. People should let people...
But on a basic level, Rab, both you and Kinza will not have the courtesy to wish someone who's wished you happy Christmas.
It's not about courtesy.
It is about courtesy.
It's not about courtesy at all.
It is. Basic courtesy.
If it wasn't to do with the birth of Christ... I happily would celebrate any festival without that.
So then why is Jesus regarded as a prophet at all in Islam?
He's regarded as a prophet. He's not regarded as the son of God, which is the one.
Right. So why can't you celebrate the birth of a prophet?
If I believe that he was a prophet, I'd celebrate it as well.
So why can't you celebrate his birth as a prophet?
Because they're not celebrating it as a birth of Christ. They are celebrating it as a son of God. That is the whole thing behind it. You need to do your research about why they celebrate Christmas.
Well, no, it can be both. If you want to be polite, it could be both, and you could just go. Well, you could say. Well, yes, it could be. It could be.
They're calling him Christ, the Son of God.
No, they're just calling him Jesus Christ.
So
Christians will, but if someone wishes, because this is the problem, Rab, is that Muslims are more than happy for non-Muslims to wish you happy, like Eid Mubarak. You're more than happy. So why don't you stop people? Why don't you stop people next time a non-Muslim does that? Say that to them. Say that to them. Sorry, but you're not a Muslim, so please don't wish me that.
No,
because you don't believe in what I believe in. You don't believe in Eid. You don't believe in the Prophet Muhammad. You don't believe in Allah, so you shouldn't wish me Eid Mubarak.
No, that is their freedom of choice. If they wish to wish it me, that's up to them.
No, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Them any different.
But why should they? They're not believers. There are some. Wait a minute. There are some. I'm sure there are some in the Muslim community who believe that they are they're non-believers, and we all know the word beginning with K for that, and that they should not be wishing you Eid Mubarak because they don't believe it, because they don't believe in it.
I have my own business, and I have hundreds of thousands of people coming through my doors in the year. When it's my Eid, I work on Eid, for example. On some occasions, I have done. People have come in. They haven't wished me Eid Mubarak. I haven't looked at them any differently or judged them any differently to say, why haven't you wished me Eid Mubarak? Or that means that you must not like me because you never wished me Eid Mubarak. Everyone to their own. Nobody should be forced upon anybody. This is the problem. People...
lack of politeness, that's the problem.
Muslims, right, is far greater than us not wishing them happy Christmas, and that gets picked on out of all the things.
But it's about common courtesy. It's about
common
trying to
courtesy to let us
live
be
with each
Muslims.
other. Rab, it's trying to non-Muslims who wish a Hindu Eid Mubarak, Happy Diwali or Eid Mubarak to a Muslim, they're trying to integrate. They're trying to show that, look, we have common respect, but you're not willing to show the same respect
because
back.
the wording behind it is different. If somebody celebrates their Diwali...
All right,
Happy
Rab,
Diwali.
we're going round in circles, so thank you.
You didn't, frankly, have the balls to put country before party.